Hello everyone and welcome to some Dark Souls 2. Today I've got something a little different. I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to get unlimited souls in this game. When I say unlimited, I mean unlimited. I'm not fucking around. This isn't some strategy where you gotta spend hours and hours and hours farming for a couple 100,000 souls. No. If you look in the corner there, I'm holding 3 million souls, which is the most I've ever had and the most I've ever seen. And this isn't the only amount of souls I've had. As you see in the top right on my status, I have 7 million soul level. Most of that is from this. I'm level 179, which is ridiculously high, but I don't really care. My main goal of this character is to just level him up as much as fucking possible. Anyway, I've made probably 5 million souls doing this, so I thought I would share. It's only taken me about a little over 2 hours maybe. So this is pretty quick. 2 hours you can get 5 million souls. I'd say you can easily get 2.5 million. I'd say you could get 3 million souls an hour, because the first part I was dying a lot, and you actually have to get up to New Game Plus 7 on this area by using the bonfire aesthetics. So let me go ahead and run down the requirements for this. First of all, you have to be able to reach this area of the game. If you're not sure where this is, it's right behind the king's door, one of the king's doors that says produce the symbol of the king, in the forest of the giants. So you would of course need to have reached the point in the game where you have obtained the king's ring. Spoiler alert. Somebody been mentioning a few other things. The other thing you're going to need is the Ashen Mist Heart, which allows you to go inside these giants and see their memories. So those are the only two as far as like story progression. As far as items go, you're going to need at least one bonfire aesthetic, but at this point in the game you can buy an unlimited amount from the stone. I can't remember her name, but she sells Titanite, and she also sells an unlimited number of bonfire aesthetics. But if you're at this point, you probably already have a ton of these in your back pocket, so that shouldn't even matter. The other thing you're going to need is 2 rings. These aren't a 100% requirement, but I would highly recommend you have them. The first one is the covetous silver serpent ring +1. All this does is make the foes yield more souls, which is really fucking useful, because that way we're going to get a lot more souls. Simple. The other thing is the ring of life protection. I actually have 3 of these. One of them's broken, but yeah, I've got 2 more. I actually also have the ring of soul protection, which does the same thing pretty much, but it also basically what these rings do is nullify death, but they break on death. These are good for if you fuck up and die, you don't lose all those precious souls. So of course I'm not, fearing dying with 3 million souls, because I'll keep them on death. Other than that, I'd recommend having projectiles. If you're a sorcerer, great. Sorcerers work awesome for this strategy. I'm personally a cleric on this character, so I've got the lightning spears and such. These work great as well, and that's basically the strategy I'm going to be showing you, is with lightning. But it basically works identical if you're a sorcerer. If you're using melee, you can still do this, but it's going to be a lot harder, and you're going to have to use a different strategy for the boss. So just keep that in mind. This is for sorcerers that use, hexes, sorcery, or miracles. Any of those 3 will work. Alright, so let's get on with it. As I mentioned, I've already done this a billion times. So the area I'm about to enter is already at New Game Plus 7 difficulty, even though this is my first playthrough of the game on this character. It's not a New Game Plus, but the area is on the highest difficulty. That's how many bonfire aesthetics I've used. Okay, so I didn't even use it, so my bad. Let me return real quick. But basically, let me show you what you're gonna do. Let's see. How did I fuck that up? Okay. So you're gonna burn a bonfire aesthetic here. What this is gonna do. See, I'm always worried about using these things. I know. It says what is done cannot be undone. A lot of people are scared to use these. Me especially. But don't worry. The only monsters or enemies that will be increased in difficulty when you use it on that bonfire are going to be the ones inside the memories of the 3 giants, this being one of them. And the only one that is actually mandatory for you to go in is this one. The other ones are optional. So therefore, this is the only part of the game that will remain difficult if you do another playthrough. And since we're going to be farming this area, it's not going to matter because we're going to be able to beat it on New Game Plus 7 difficulty anyway. Now then, as soon as you enter, you're basically going to go up here. Now here's the cool thing and why this is unlimited souls. You might think, well, it's not unlimited if you have to use a bonfire aesthetic, because you can run out of them. Well, first of all, you could just buy an unlimited number of them from that lady I mentioned earlier. But looky here, this guy has a bonfire aesthetic on his body, and since items all respawn when you use one, that means you can get an unlimited number of bonfire aesthetics. So every time you go in, you're just going to get another one. You'll never run out. You'll never have to go back to buy more. You just always grab that one. Now, as far as strategy on doing this, these first 2 giants, you can actually just run past them and have that head that'll roll by. It'll actually kill both of them. But I don't like doing that because then some smoke will get in your way and you'll likely take a hit from the boss if you're not careful. And this boss will pretty much one-hit you at this point, no matter how much HP you have. Though I have a shit ton, so he actually doesn't one-hit me, but he comes damn close to doing so. He leaves me with just a tiny amount of HP, which means I can take 1 hit from him, but that's it. Alright, so that's all you're going to do, kill that first giant. The second one usually dies by the rolling stone head. If he doesn't take him out the same way, pretty self-explanatory. Now let's get to the boss. This is where the soul farming is, and this is where the strategy comes in, because this guy is hard. Well, he's not hard. He just does a shit ton of damage. So if you fuck up, you die. That's the extent of his difficulty. Basically, you want to run up these stairs and get to this area. Once you're here, the fight is pretty damn easy, but you have to be very aware of what you're doing so that you don't die. Because if he hits you with any of his attacks, you die. Now, he only has 2 attacks when you're standing up here. This is what makes the fight really easy. He has the horizontal slash that he just did, and he has this vertical slash. When he does the vertical slash, just roll to the left or right, and don't move forward when he does that. If you move forward towards where his hand is, and then roll to the left or right, for some reason it'll still hit you even though it looks like you dodged it. So just don't move left or right. I mean, don't move forward or back, just roll left or right when he does that attack. When he does this attack, just keep your shield up and kind of walk backwards, and it will miss most of the time. If it does manage to hit you, you can actually block that attack with your shield so you won't take any damage. And basically after he does an attack, just shoot him with the lightning spear, or if you're a sorcerer, hit him with a spell. That's all it is to this strategy. It's really easy. The only thing, like I said, is you can't fuck up. If you miss one attack, you're gonna die. Okay, so that's a mouthful, but now that we've got the strategy out, he's almost dead, so I'm gonna basically show you guys how many souls he gives you. Keep in mind this is New Game Plus 7 difficulty, so this is as many souls as he can possibly give you. But look in the bottom right. 360,000 souls for killing him. That alone is insane. But that is not all. He also gives you a giant lord soul every time you kill him, and I have racked up 13, so I've done this 13 times, which means he's really on New Game Plus 13 difficulty, but after 7 he actually doesn't get any harder. I've heard people say that this game, it goes on forever in difficulty. That's not true as far as I'm concerned, because the soul cap for me at 360,000, so I'm pretty sure after the 7th time it doesn't get any harder. Anyway, that's pretty much the tutorial, guys. I hope you liked it. As you can see, I'm at nearly 3.5 million souls, which is just absolutely insane. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna try to hit 10 million souls, which I've never seen anyone do. So yeah, that's pretty much how you get unlimited souls. It's really easy, as you saw. It took me 1 try, and I get, you get about 400,000 souls a run, because those two giants you kill are worth about 10,000 each. He's worth 360,000, and these souls that he gives you, I'm just kind of collecting them, but I'll go ahead and use one just to show you guys how much it gives you. The souls he drops give you 25,000 each, which might not seem like much, but they add up over time. I'm probably going to use them all and end up getting 1,000,000 souls in the end, so yeah, it's insane how many souls you can just rack up here. This is, as far as I know, the best strategy out there. So there you go, try it out yourself, guys. It's really easy. You don't have to worry about the areas getting any harder. For example, all these enemies over here don't get any harder from using the bonfire aesthetic, so you don't have to worry about that. It only affects the areas inside the giants. It's really awesome. It might even be considered an exploit. I don't know. I'd say it's not, because you do have to be good enough to kill the boss every time. And the unlimited bonfire aesthetic thing isn't even really cheating, because, like I said, you can buy an unlimited number from one of the merchants. But that's the end of it, and I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.